Hello friends, welcome to Interval Movie Recap. Today I will tell you a 2021 Marvel's action, sci-fi, fantasy movie named Eternals. Friends, please subscribe the channel and enjoy the movie story. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In the ancient past, the Celestials, mighty beings of power, brought forth the sun and various life forms, establishing a harmonious universe. However, harmony was disrupted when the Deviants, a predatory species from deep space, emerged and embarked on a destructive rampage. To counter this threat, Arishem, the leader of the Celestials, summoned the immortal superhuman group known as the Eternals from their home planet, Olympia. Embarking on their vessel, the Domo, they journeyed to Earth. In the year 5000 BC, within Mesopotamia, a group of humans peacefully engaged in fishing when they were suddenly assaulted by the seaborne Deviants. At this critical moment, the Eternals arrived to defend the humans, utilizing their extraordinary abilities. Icarus unleashed his ocular beams and took to the skies to combat the monstrous creatures. Makari, possessing superhuman speed, swiftly moved the humans out of harm's way. Kingo deployed energy blasts to engage the Deviants from a distance, while Thena and Gilgamesh wielded energy weapons, engaging in close-quarters combat. Sprite provided invaluable support through her illusionary powers, while Phastos contributed his advanced inventions to the battle. With exceptional teamwork, the Eternals triumphed over the Deviants, and their leader, Ajak, healed any injuries sustained during the fierce conflict. Initially fearful of the Eternals, the humans attempted to retaliate, but Druig swiftly employed his mind-controlling abilities to pacify them. To demonstrate their intent to aid humanity, Circe transformed a primitive knife into a refined metallic object. As time passed, the Eternals concealed their true nature and lived among humans, assuming ordinary guises. In present-day London, Circe attended a class she was meant to instruct, only to find her boyfriend Dane substituting for her. Suddenly, the lecture was disrupted by a powerful earthquake. Circe acted swiftly, ensuring her students sought shelter under the tables, and employed her powers to prevent debris from harming them. Nearby, a dog bore witness to a deviant emerging from a river. Later in the evening, Circe celebrated Dane's birthday in the company of a few friends. Sprite used her illusionary abilities to appear older, concealing the fact that she aged mentally, but not physically. However, the facade was shattered if someone made physical contact, prompting Sprite to abandon the charade. Dane proposed that Circe move in with him, but she declined, prompting him to question if she harbored secrets due to the odd remarks made by Sprite. As the trio made their way home after the festivities, they were suddenly ambushed by a colossal deviant named Crow. Circe employed her powers to ensnare the creature in the ground, but Crow soon broke free and fled into the streets. In a bid to confuse the deviant, Sprite cast an illusion, multiplying herself and Circe. To everyone's surprise, Crow demonstrated an uncanny ability to discern the real targets, a feat previously unheard of among deviants. Just as Crow was about to strike Sprite, Icarus appeared, saving her and engaging the deviant directly. Their clash caused a bus to overturn, prompting Circe to transform into a flurry of rose petals, preventing a catastrophic collision. Despite Crow's ability to regenerate wounds, it became evident that Icarus possessed the upper hand, ultimately forcing Crow to retreat through the river. Subsequently, Circe disclosed her true identity to Dane, who questioned why the Eternals had not intervened in humanity's greatest calamities. Circe explained that they were instructed to refrain from interfering in human affairs, allowing society to develop on its own. Once the Deviants were defeated, they were tasked with remaining on Earth until it was time to return home. Circe also revealed her previous enduring relationship with Icarus, spanning centuries, which ultimately did not work out. Returning to her apartment, she engaged in a discussion with Sprite and Icarus, concluding that the earthquake and the Deviant incursion were connected. They agreed that reuniting the team was imperative. This recollection harkened back to 575 BC in Babylon, where humanity flourished under the guidance of the Eternals. Whenever the Deviants launched assaults, the Eternals swiftly and flawlessly combated them, neutralizing the threat with ease. After a particularly intense battle, Ajak employed her unique Power Stone to establish a connection with Arishem, expressing her respect for his grand plan. However, she expressed concerns regarding its implications for humanity. Arishem advised her to remain detached and remain committed to the plan. Following this exchange, Ajak returned to the Eternals' lair, where they resided openly within society, carrying out their mission, Phastos is currently in the process of developing a steam engine with the intention of providing it for the betterment of humanity. On the other hand, Sprite utilizes her unique abilities to captivate children with enchanting stories that come to life through her remarkable illusions. While Druig finds pleasure in employing his mind control powers to prevent conflicts, Makari reproaches him, as they are expected not to interfere in such matters. Meanwhile, Icarus and Circe spend cherished moments together, gradually falling deeply in love. They express fire. Returning to the present timeline, Circe, Sprite, and Icarus embark on a journey to Ajax's ranch in South Dakota. However, upon their arrival, they discover Ajax's lifeless body lying outside her residence. Overwhelmed with sorrow, Sprite sheds tears and employs an illusion to fondly remember Ajax, eventually concluding that Crow, by absorbing her powers, is responsible for Ajax's demise, which would explain its ability to regenerate. As Circe approaches the body to mourn, the stone embedded within Ajax's form, granted to her by the Celestials, emerges and attaches itself to Circe. In that moment, she catches a fleeting glimpse of Arishem, who utters the words, "It is almost time," before disappearing from sight. Sprite points out that Ajax has chosen Circe as her successor, yet Icarus expresses concern that it might instead be Maud Wyrie. This triggers another recollection, a memory from the year 1521 AD in Tenochtitlan, where the group battled the remaining deviants on the planet. Simultaneously, conflicts among humans rage on, but Ajax refuses to let Druig intervene. Suddenly, Thena falls ill, foretelling the impending doom of all. Her demeanor changes, and she launches a surprise attack on her companions, injuring a few of them due to the element of surprise. Ajax intentionally allows herself to be harmed in order to get close to Thena and utilize her powers to clear the enigmatic impulse from her mind. However, Thena continues her assault, prompting Gilgamesh to step forward and engage her in combat until he successfully subdues her. When Thena regains consciousness without recollection of the events, it is revealed that she suffers from Maud Wyrie, an affliction caused by the collapse of her ancient memories, driving her to the brink of madness. Unfortunately, there exists no cure for this condition, and the only feasible solution would be to erase her mind completely, allowing her to start anew. Ajax believes this is the best course of action for the sake of safety. However, the rest of the group is reluctant to lose the Thena they cherish. Druig confronts Ajax, challenging her leadership, expressing his weariness of watching humankind self-destruct without interference. In a sudden turn of events, he employs his powers to halt the war and departs to pursue his own path, declaring that the only way to stop him would be to kill him. Gilgamesh volunteers to care for Thena, prompting Ajax to permit everyone to live among humans. With the deviants no longer posing a threat, they can now seek their own purpose while awaiting a beckoning call from their homeworld. Returning to the present once more, Circe, Sprite, and Icarus journey to Mumbai to locate Kingo, who has become a renowned Bollywood superstar. Kingo's trusted valet, Karun, is aware of his secret abilities and has been working alongside him for several decades. The trio informs Kingo about the situation, initially met with his reluctance to get involved, as he enjoys his current lifestyle. However, Karun manages to convince Kingo to embrace the role of a revered hero, and Karun agrees to accompany them, documenting their journey in a documentary style. They board Kingo's private jet and head to Australia. During the journey, Sprite expresses her frustration towards Kingo for forsaking her in pursuit of fame. Yet, Kingo explains that it was Sprite's storytelling that inspired him to become an actor. Upon reaching Australia, the team traces a series of deviant corpses that lead them to Thena and Gilgamesh's secluded countryside residence. Gilgamesh has developed impressive culinary skills and takes care of the household, while Thena spends her time creating ominous drawings. As they arrive, Thena experiences another episode and attempts to attack them, warning of the impending demise of everyone on Earth. However, Gilgamesh intervenes, preventing her from causing harm, and Sprite uses an illusion to clear Thena's mind, reminding her of her true identity. Taking a moment to examine Thena's drawings, Circe feels a sense of unease as she struggles to reconnect with Arishem. Gilgamesh offers her words of encouragement, emphasizing the importance of listening. Circe sits down and relaxes, triggering the activation of a stone, which transports her directly before Arishem. Arishem reveals that the emergence is underway and discloses the true purpose of the Eternals, to facilitate the birth of the Celestial known as Tiamut. Arishem explains that new Celestials emerge periodically on various planets, and the Eternals were sent to fulfill this process on Earth. Previously, the emergence of intelligent life on Earth had been impeded by the deviants. However, with the Eternals eliminating the deviants, Arishem asserts that it is now time to eradicate all life on Earth to make way for Tiamut. Horrified by this revelation, Cersei is confronted with the notion that she and her fellow Eternals are artificial beings created by the Celestials, their memories reset after each emergence. Additionally, Arishem clarifies that Olympia, the supposed birthplace of the Eternals, is merely a fabrication, a fictional construct. Overwhelmed by the revelation, Cersei shares this newfound knowledge with the team, and they come to realize that Thena's condition is a manifestation of their reawakening memories and the truth they have been kept unaware of. Although shocked and saddened by their artificial origins, most of them resolve to find a way to save the people of Earth. They determine that they must locate Druig, as his power may enable him to control the mind of Tiamut. The Eternals proceed to their next destination, the Amazon. Druig resides in a village where he has been leading a community that thrives in absolute harmony. Initially reluctant to assist the others due to his feeling of betrayal caused by the revelation of his artificial existence, Druig eventually agrees to join the mission. In the evening, Kingo empathizes with Sprite, understanding that her affection for Ikaris remains unrequited due to her perpetual childlike appearance. While Sprite appreciates his understanding, she becomes aware that Karun is recording and promptly destroys the camera. Cersei contacts Dane to check on him, eliciting feelings of jealousy in Ikaris, prompting Cersei to question his reasons for leaving her. Just as Ikaris begins to explain himself, Crow suddenly appears and abducts him. More deviants attack the village, prompting the Eternals to swiftly engage in combat. Cersei fortifies a building to protect the humans and dispatches trees onto the deviants. Druig exercises control over the humans, forming them into a unified army, but Cersei intervenes, halting Druig's control and ensuring the safety of the humans. Kingo takes a moment to charge his beam and eliminates a deviant by obliterating its head. Ikaris battles Crow, who overpowers him and absorbs his powers. However, Gilgamesh steps in to confront Crow, but his concern for Thena distracts him, leading to Crow killing Gilgamesh and absorbing his abilities. As a result, Crow undergoes a transformation, appearing more human-like and acquiring the ability to speak English. Accusing the Eternals of being murderers, Crow flees when Ikaris arrives to confront him. Thena rushes to Gilgamesh's side, cradling him as he passes away, leaving her with a lasting instruction to always remember. The Eternals proceed to cremate Gilgamesh's body, and Thena scatters his ashes into the river. Realizing that Druig's power alone is insufficient to control a Celestial, the team acknowledges the need to locate Phastos. In another memory, the scene shifts to Hiroshima in 1945, just after the atomic bomb was dropped. Phastos finds himself standing amidst the aftermath of the bombing, overcome with grief as he looks upon Ajak. He feels a deep remorse for his role in aiding humans in technological advancements, only to witness them perpetuate a cycle of violence against one another. It is in this moment that Phastos loses faith in humanity and resolves to leave it all behind. Returning to the present, the team arrives in Chicago, utterly astonished to discover that Phastos resides in a suburban home with a husband and a son. Upon hearing their tale, Phastos reveals that his husband restored his faith in humanity, but he is hesitant to abandon his family for the sake of a perilous mission. However, his spouse encourages him to proceed, emphasizing the importance of securing a future for them and their child. Subsequently, the Eternals journey to Iraq, utilizing their abilities to liberate the Domo from its concealed underground hideout. Makari has been dwelling there, using her speed solely for acquiring necessary supplies. Phastos proposes the idea of linking everyone's powers through the Unimind, enabling them to transfer their abilities and facilitate Druig's control over Tiamut. Kingo harbors reservations about this plan and aligns himself with Sprite, opting to follow Ikaris' lead, who himself exhibits doubts. Nonetheless, Ikaris discloses his true identity to Kingo, asserting that he is not the person Kingo perceives him to be. Ikaris then revisits a different memory. 6 days earlier, Ajak pays Ikaris a visit to inform him that the time for the emergence is drawing near, unveiling Ikaris' long-standing knowledge of this truth. After coexisting with humans for an extended period, Ajak believes they should abandon their mission, recognizing the beauty of humanity and Earth and believing they deserve better. Ikaris, however, insists on showing Ajak something first and leads her to Alaska. At a frozen lake, numerous deviants have re-emerged, having been frozen for centuries until the melting glacier resulted from the escalating heat within Earth's core, caused by the impending emergence. Icarus declares his unwavering loyalty to Arishem and forcibly plunges Ajak into the lake, where Crow swiftly intercepts her and assimilates her powers. Icarus subsequently transports Ajak's lifeless body to the farmhouse, leaving it for Circe to discover later. Consumed by sorrow, he inadvertently unleashes beams of energy that ignite a fire. Returning to the present, Icarus confesses his enduring love for Circe, and she offers solace by holding his hand, though refraining from reciprocating his declaration. Shortly after, she senses the activation of the celestial stone within her, indicating the imminent emergence. Phastos dispatches Makari to pinpoint the source of the emergence, utilizing her super speed to scour the Earth for the ideal location, an active volcano in the Indian Ocean. Suddenly, Icarus dons his armor and announces his regret regarding Ajak's choice of Circe. He assaults the primary chamber and discloses that he has been aware of everything since their departure from Babylon. The team realizes that it was Icarus who killed Ajak. When Makari returns with the information, Icarus attempts to attack her, but Kingo sacrifices himself to protect her. No longer seeing Icarus as their leader, Kingo desires to retaliate, but at that precise moment, Sprite declares her allegiance to Icarus and creates an illusion that enables their escape. Subsequently, Kingo declares his departure with Karun, as he believes that saving Earth is not a wise decision, considering the birth of Celestials leads to the creation of new planets. The team must devise a new plan to compensate for the absence of their members, and Druig points out that Circe was capable of transforming a deviant into a tree. However, Circe still harbors doubts because she doesn't understand why Ajak chose her. Thena explains that a leader protects their loved ones, and Ajak knew that Circe had cherished humanity since day one. Prepared to fight, Circe allows Phastos to extract the special stone from her body and utilize it to energize the Unimind. The Eternals journey to the volcano, and Icarus instructs Sprite to safeguard the emergence while he infiltrates the ship. Thena engages in combat with him to keep him occupied, giving the others time to activate the Unimind, which deactivates the volcano. Icarus rushes to stop them, first seizing Druig and eliminating him with his ocular beams, then assaulting the ship to cause it to crash. Furious, Makari fiercely battles Icarus while the volcano behind them erupts, commencing the emergence. Circe ascends the volcano to see if there's anything she can do, while Thena and Gilgamesh join Makari in fighting Icarus. However, he proves to be too powerful, and their combined efforts fail to stop him. At that moment, Crow arrives and joins the fight, focusing on Icarus. Nonetheless, the others are wary of allowing Crow to gain more power, so they attack it first. Makari ensnares Crow in a swirling vortex of soil, and Thena delivers a decisive blow, sending it hurtling into a cavern. Icarus seizes the opportunity to pursue Circe, but Phastos employs a specially designed trap to capture and immobilize him. Inside the cave, Crow uses Gilgamesh's voice to manipulate Thena's mind, causing her to lower her guard. However, just as it is about to absorb her powers, it inadvertently utters Gilgamesh's famous phrase, "Remember," and this jolts Thena back to her senses, prompting her to swiftly eliminate Crow. At the summit of the volcano, Circe is astonished to discover Ajak, only to be suddenly stabbed. It turns out Ajak had been an illusion created by Sprite, who had always been envious of Circe's ability to live a mature life. Sprite prepares to accelerate the emergence with her powers, but Druig intervenes and knocks her unconscious. Suddenly the ground trembles, and the sea becomes chaotic as Tiamat emerges from the volcano. Circe positions herself atop Tiamat and strives to employ her powers to halt its advance. However, Icarus manages to free himself from Phastos' trap and pursues her. Yet, upon seeing Circe overwhelmed by memories, he cannot bring himself to harm her. Circe seizes the opportunity to activate the Unimind, enabling her to magnify her abilities and transform Tiamat into nothing more than a colossal statue of rock. Realizing his mistake, Icarus tearfully apologizes and flies off into space, where the sun incinerates him, aligning with the legend of his namesake. Sprite is devastated by his departure, but Circe still possesses some residual power from the Unimind, and she uses it to remove Sprite's immortality, allowing her to live a normal human life. Once their mission is complete, the Eternals disperse once again. Thena joins Makari and Druig aboard the Domo as they set out to search for other Eternals. While Phastos returns to his family, Sprite enrolls in a boarding school, and Kingo resumes his acting career. Cersei reunites with Dane, who accepts her for who she is. Suddenly, Arishem materializes in the sky and summons Cersei, Kingo, and Phastos, informing them that he is aware of their betrayal and intends to take them away for judgment. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more movie stories like this. Thanks for watching.